Hello guys, I'm Magiolo, the author of the Canine Legends series books and from my daughter's dog, my last book that is already available on Amazon and in any other many stores, online, on retail, Walmart, Target, everywhere. My daughter's dog. We became a bestseller on the Amazon list. We were in the position 17 in the top 100 of the bestseller books in the country. So we stayed there in the list for a few days. So you cannot miss My Daughter's Dog, my new book. Just to remind everybody that if you want one of my books signed by me with your name, the only thing you need to do is send me an email. The email is right here on the screen, marco.majolo@gmail.com. And I'm gonna sign any of my books for you, and I'm gonna mail to you anywhere in the planet with my signature and dedicated to whoever you want to dedicate, okay? Don't forget to visit my website, idtcdogtraining.com. It's also here on the screen. You can enroll my newsletter. You receive all my newsletter. You can see my posts. You can see my blog. You can see my videos. You can visit our store. We have a bunch of new stuff coming very soon. So go to my website. There's a bunch of fun stuff there. The video today is to talk about the topic that I would like to discuss with you guys. And every time I make a video, I try to talk about dogs and behavior, and also about my experience since I became an author, since I started writing books. And I remember when I wrote my first book, that was the Canine Legends Volume 1, or it was not Canine Legends Volume 1, it was Canine Legends, a dog agility story. I had no idea I will make Volume 2 and Volume 3 after. And I remember that in my mind, it was like this. For sure, everybody in my family will buy my book. For sure, everybody that works with me will gonna buy my book. Come on, right? I will buy, if you're my friend, or if you're my cousin, or if you're my nephew, or if you're my brother, or if you work with me and you publish a book, even if I don't care about what you wrote, even if I'm not really interested in reading what you wrote about, I will buy your book, okay? That was the way I was thinking at that point. And honestly, a paperback like this is around $10. Really, if you want to help, you don't need even to buy a paperback. You can buy an ebook that is like $3. It's $2.99. My ebook is like $2.99. If you want to buy something that is a little bit more, a little better, better paper, then you buy a hardcover that is like around $20. But honestly, if you are my friend, and I'm saying that because lately I've been doing that, I started to connect with people from this self-published world, like knowing authors like me who doesn't have a publisher and write their own book and prepare their own book and publish their own book. And we try to help each other. So I buy your book, you buy my book, I buy her book and she buy my book. And it's just to help. I don't even care. I recently bought a book about gardening, and I did that because a friend of mine wrote it, and it's a matter of help. So when I wrote the first book, I was absolutely sure that my friends, the people who works with me, that my family will buy the book. And I remember that my YouTube channel at that time, it was around 18,000 subscribers. And in my mind, I was like, my God, I'm gonna sell like 18,000 copies like this. Because of course, every of my subscribers will buy my book. Well, it didn't work quite like that. And I was quite surprised because when I released the first book, yes, it started selling a lot. I sell like 1,000 copies in the first few days. In my mind, it was like, of course, it's my family. Of course, it's the people who work with me. Of course, it's my friends. But then I start asking people around. So like people who work with me in the hospital in Winter Haven. So what do you think about my book? I didn't buy your book. And I call some friends. What do you think about my book? I didn't read your book. And I start calling my family. So like, did you read my book? No, I didn't read your book. And not because they did not know that my book was there available, because they simply didn't buy it. So I got very upset. I got very upset. Very, very upset. Because in my mind was, who is buying my book? You know, my friends are not buying my book. Nobody in the place where I work is buying my book. And I have copies there. If you go to an animal hospital where I work, there's a little shelf there with a bunch of my books there in the shelf. And many times I put 3 copies there, and those 3 copies stay there for like weeks. Nobody buy them. The sales that I have are Amazon, Walmart, Google Play, Barnes and Nobles, Books a Million. And nobody close to me is buying my book. So why I'm doing this video is, this is a lesson I learned. You cannot expect that people close to you will buy your book just because they are your friends. Just because, of course, I'm gonna be fair with some people here. Some of my friends bought it, but it was not the most part of it. Some of the people who work with me bought it, but it was like not the most part of it. And you cannot expect people will do that. You cannot expect that people who are close to you will buy your book just because they are your friends, just because they are your family, just because they work with you. And I know it's $3. And honestly, if somebody asks me, can you help me and buy my book for $3? I will buy it. I will do it. Because I know, being on this side, how difficult it is to write, correct, print it, prepare the cover. It's a lot of work. It's much more work than $3. So I will, just if to help that person, I will buy. And when people close to me don't do that, don't spend like $3 or even $10 with a paperback, buy my book. It's very annoying and it's very disappointing. But you need to understand that most part of the people who knows you will not buy your book. And the lesson that I learned is, you are gonna find your niche. You're gonna find people that is not close of you and will like what you're writing. There is 7 billion people on the planet. You're gonna find a niche of people that will gonna like your book. And honestly, I know I cannot compare myself with big writers. Some writers, they write a book and they sell millions of copies. You know, Canine Legends sold 50,000, 3 books together. All the 3 books together, numbers sold 50,000. My daughter's dog, that is the new ones, is just past 4,000. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. Of course, it's not millions of people, but it's a lot of people. So my point is, you're gonna find your niche. So I learned that I don't have the right to be mad with some of my friends or some of the people who work with me or some members of my family because they didn't buy my book. They buy if they want it. And another thing is, it's so good when somebody buys your book because they are really interested. They are really interested in what you wrote. You know, is experience is a much bigger rewarding experience when somebody buy your book because they really wanted to read what you wrote. So that's it. That's what I want to say. I still today, I'm not gonna lie, there's still something inside me here that it makes me sad and annoyed when a good friend of mine or when somebody from my family just didn't buy my book. Come on, it's $3, okay? You could help me. You could buy $3. But on the other hand, I understand. And sometimes it's better like that. It's better that I dig my own niche. And that's awesome. It's a much more rewarding experience when somebody buy because they want to read what I wrote. Okay? That's it. That's my video for today. Buy my book. It's $3. The ebook is $3. Come on, if you want something fun, if you want something a good material, buy the paperback. If you want something amazing, buy the hardcover. Right, guys? Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye.